Hello everybody, Inter back again with another video, and today's video, guys, is going to be about exactly like the title is saying, will Novak Djokovic win 25 majors or not? And maybe some of you wonder, why do I even do a video about this when Novak is 8 slams behind to that unbelievable number. We all know, Novak is at current time at 17 slams, and for him to win 25, he needs to win 8 more. So why do I do a video already about this when he has not won 20 majors yet and catch Roger Federer? We all know, Roger has the Grand Slam record with 20. But guys, the reason to why I'm doing this video is because, you know, guys, I read all kind of tennis articles, tennis comments. I see a lot of tennis videos, and I've read a couple of times that some people around the world seem to believe that Novak will win 25 majors. And not only, I've not read this 1 or 2 times, I read this several times from different in different social medias, that people seem to believe around the world that Novak Djokovic will win 25 Grand Slam titles. And what do I believe about this? Do I agree with these people or not? First of all, I want to talk a little about past Grand Slam champions, what they have done when they have become 30 years old or older. To look a past champion like Pistol Pete Sampras, who won in his career 14 Grand Slam titles, but he only won 1 when he was over 30 years old, and that was back in 2002 US Open. All the 13 other slams that he won was when he was under 30 years old. So that is a proof that it is not easy to win slams when you are 30 years old or older. Sampras did only one when he was over 30 years old. To look at a player like Andre Agassi, who won a total of 8 Grand Slam titles, but he won only 2 when he was 30 years old or older. So 6 of Agassi's slams, they came when he was under 30 years old, guys. And then we have a player like Ivan Lendl, who won 8 Grand Slam titles during his career, but none of them actually was, he didn't won any Grand Slam titles when he was 30 years old or older. And some of you can say, but he won an Australian Open, his last Grand Slam title, back in 1990. And wasn't he 30 years old back in that year? No, actually he was 29 years old when he won that last Grand Slam title of his back in 1990. Because Australian Open is played early in the year, and Ivan Lendl, he turned 30 years old in March, I believe. So he actually didn't won that last Grand Slam title of his when he was 30 years old. He was actually 29. So Ivan Lendl didn't won any of his 8 majors when he was 30 years old or older. All of his majors was under 30 years old. Then we have a player like Roy Emerson, who won 12 majors, and only 2 of his majors actually was when he was 30 years old or older. 10 of his majors was when he was under 30 years old, Roy Emerson. And then a player like Jimmy Connors, he won 8 majors, and he didn't won his majority majors when he was 30 years old or older. He was actually, he won 5 of his majors when he was under 30 years old, and he won only 3 majors when he was 30 years old or older, Jimmy Connors. Then to look some players who have won, players like Edberg and Becker, who both of them have won 6 majors each. None of them has won their majors when they have been 30 years old or older. And Wilander and McEnroe, who both of them have won 7 majors each, none of them as well have won their majors when they have been 30 years old or older. So all of these four, McEnroe, Wilander, Edberg, and Becker, they didn't win any major when they were 30 years old or older. All of their majors came under 30 years old, under 30 years old. And to talk about a legend, one of the greatest tennis players of all time, Rod the Rocket Laver, who won during his career 11 majors. He did actually pretty good as 30 years old or older. He won actually 5 majors as 30 years old or older. So 5 of Rod the Rocket Laver's of 11 majors that he won during his career, 5 of them he won as 30 years old or older, but 6 of them he won when he was under 30 years old. And a player like Ken Rosewall, he did really good as well as 30 years old or older. Actually, he won 4 of his majors under 30 years old, and 4 of his majors of his other majors he won over 30 years old. So Ken Rosewall did really good as an old tennis player, to say the least. He won 4 of his total of 8 majors over 30 years old, Ken Rosewall. Guys, what I can come up of in top of my head, the only player I'm coming up on the top of my head that has won more majors as 30 years old or older than under 30 years old is Stan Wawrinka. Stan has won, he has not won many majors. He has won only 3, I know, but 2 of them he has won as 30 years old or older. In French Open 2015, then he was 30 years old, and in US Open 2016, then he was 31 years old. And so Stan has won only 1 major out of his 3 majors under 30 years old, and that was back in Australian Open 2014 when he was 29 years old. And if you look at Novak's top chief rivals, Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer, of all his 20 majors, 16 of them has come when he has been under 30 years old. And 4 of them Roger has won only 4 majors when he has been 30 years old or older. And Rafa, he has won 14 majors when he has been 30 years old or under. 14 majors when he has been under 30 years old. Rafa has won 14 majors, and 5 majors when he has been 30 years old or older. Rafa Nadal, out of his 19 in total Grand Slam titles that he has, so he has won only 5 Grand Slam titles when he has been 30 years old or older, Rafa Nadal. And Novak Djokovic, he has similar numbers as Rafa. Novak has won 12 majors when he has been under 30 years old, and as exactly like Rafa, he has won 5 majors when he has been 30 years old or older, Novak Djokovic. So, if with all this said, what my point is, if you look at the history, if you look at the past, not majority, all of the tennis champions, all of the Grand Slam champions throughout the years, throughout the history, if you look back 100 years back, all of these players has won the majority of their majors when they have been under 30 years old, because you don't have the peak when you are 30 years old or older. You have the peak when you are under 30 years old, like I just mentioned all of these players. Now, I forgot to mention one more, Björn Borg. He won 11 majors, and all of his majors he won under 30 years old, because when Björn Borg was 30 years old, he was not even playing tennis. So Björn Borg is one of a legend as well, who has never won a major when he has been 30 years old or older, because he retired pretty early. I believe Björn Borg retired when he was 26 or 27 years old, something like that. So, do I believe, like some people around the world are believing, that Novak Djokovic will win 25 majors? Do I believe that will happen? Of course not, for God's sakes. If Novak would win 25 majors, he needs to win 8 more. If Novak would win 25 majors. He needs to win 13 majors when he's 30 years old or older. 13 majors, for God's sakes. 13, because he won 12 majors under 30 years old. So now he needs to win 13 more majors over 30 years old. Do I believe that will happen? He has done it. He has done it already really good. He has really done it, because like I mentioned earlier in the video, to win majors 30 years old or older, it is not that easy. It is very, very difficult to do. And Novak actually has done it really good already. Novak, Rafa, and Rod Laver. What I know, these three are the best in winning majors when they are being 30 years old or older. Rafa has won 5, Novak 5, and Rod Laver has won 5. These three are the best of winning majors 30 years old or older, what I know. And Novak has done it already really, really good. But Novak will not win 13 majors when he's 30 years old or older. He will not do that. It is too hard. It is too difficult. So I just don't get it why some people around the world seem to believe that it is walk in the park to win majors when you're 30 years old or older. No, it is not walk in the park. It is really difficult. Like the history is saying, and we have seen already that Novak is not winning these majors nowadays with ease. He could easily be defeated in Wimbledon last year against Federer, easily. But Federer had him on his jaws. Federer had him on his jaws, but Federer let him come away, because Federer was not playing good on those big moments, especially in that 8-7 game in that 5th set when Federer was serving for the match. Federer got tight. Federer got nervous. He let Djokovic out of his jaws. Djokovic was only 1 point away of losing. He could easily have lost that match, Djokovic. And against Dominic Thiem in Melbourne, Djokovic was not crushing Dominic Thiem. Djokovic could have lost that match as well. Dominic had Djokovic on his jaws as well. Dominic was leading the match 2-1. Djokovic was not doing a superior final. But the good news for Djokovic was that Thiem didn't do a superior final as well. Both of those guys did 57 unforced errors each. 57. If I count right, they both did together 114 unforced errors. 114, if I count right. That was not a marvelous, great Grand Slam final. That was not. So Djokovic could easily have lost both of these two latest Grand Slam titles that he has won. Against Federer in Wimbledon last year, and against Thiem in the Australian Open this year. So, with all this said, I'd never believe that Djokovic will win 25 majors. I just don't do it. It will be too difficult. It will be too difficult. He has, like I said, he has done it already tremendously good of winning 5 majors 30 years old or older. But he will never win 13 majors 30 years old or older. Never. You don't win the majority of your majors when you're 30 years old or older. You just don't do it. You win your majority of your majors when you're 30 years old or younger. When you're under 30 years old. When you're under 30 years old. Like I mentioned on this video. Everyone has won. Of all tennis players throughout the history, all of them have won the majority of majors when they have been under 30 years old, besides Stan Wawrinka. Stan Wawrinka is the only player I am coming up on top of my head at this current moment who has won more majors as 30 years old or older. He has won 2 majors as 30 years old or older, and only 1 under 30 years old. So, with all this said, Novak will not win 25 majors. I definitely don't agree with these guys who believe that, what I've read on different social medias. No, this will not happen, guys. It will not. It will be too difficult. I'm not saying that Novak will not win more majors, because of course he will do, but he will definitely not win more majors as 30 years old or older and what he did under 30 years old. That will not happen. Absolutely not. Alright guys, and one last thing before I wrap this video out, I want just to make my son happy. one of my sons who is 9 years old, he said, Dad, why are you not saying to your viewers who are watching your videos, subscribe to your channel? Because I don't usually do that, but I will do that this time, or just to make my 9 years old son happy. Guys, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment, give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and bye bye.